Welcome to the Mom Boss Like a Boss podcast where we talk about mom life, entrepreneurship, and everything in between. I'm your host, Taylor B., a mom of 4 precious boys and an entrepreneur at heart. If you've been looking for a village of like-minded people, then I think you've found the right place. I look forward to talking with you, and I can't wait to see you inside. Welcome to the Mom Boss Like a Boss podcast. Marlene, are you ready to ramble?
I am ready to ramble. Okay, I needed to do that. You know I gotta do that, right? It's a
right.
must.
It was necessary.
It was 100% necessary.
All right. It absolutely was. All right, so first things first. Can you introduce yourself? Give us a little life story, background on yourself and all the things.
Yeah. Well, hello, listeners to Mom Boss Like a Boss. My name is Marlene, and I am currently living in the very much sunny Central Florida, where the sun is here, like Florida just detached from the US, and it is like literally just maybe 3 miles from the sun. So that's where I live. Beautiful city. And I am a brand and web designer who specializes in women's practitioners, like women practitioners that are taking care of other women in big life transitions. A little bit of a story background from me. A long time ago, when I was in my 20s, I studied, didn't finish, but I started studying computer science because I did not know what to do with my life and I was forced to study something. So I picked the thing that I thought I would like just because I like computers. Big mistake. But I had 1 year to figure out my life. And of course, I come from a culture where if you do not have a degree, you are a complete loser. So, fast forward, I never graduated. I decided to live my life. I got married, and then a little bit into the future, I had the opportunity to then go back to school, and I did. So in 2020, like quite literally in the midst of 2020, fall 2019, my bad. Fall 2019, I started studying graphic design. And then in 2023, I graduated with a Bachelor in Arts in graphic design. And now I am making the biggest transition, professional transition that it crossed my mind a couple of times, but now it's a big thing. So now I am going as a freelancer, and I am ready to serve all of those amazing practitioners out there who need a brand or a website. I'm here for you. And that's my story in a nutshell.
Wow. Okay. So wait, are you going like full-time, or are you just doing like a gradual transition?
Right now it's going to be a gradual, blah, blah. I am so sorry. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be gradual right now. So I do have a day job that I do not enjoy. I am not happy anymore, but I still need to pay the bills. So while I am getting like all the clients are coming in, I'll take care of my clients and also do my day job. And I'm hoping not far in the future, I will then fully transition to a freelancer. But I'm still here to serve all of you amazing practitioners, and that's it.
When you say women's practitioners, are you saying women's health practitioners?
Yes, women's health practitioners. So it could be a gynecologist specializing in PCOS, or just a gynecology in general that has a practice, and they receive women for different situations. It could be just a practitioner, a health practitioner specialized in, like I said, of PCOS. It could be perimenopause or menopause. So any practitioner or person in the healthcare industry that is specialized in a particular area, I'm here to help that person make their life easier by being found by other women who need them in their current season of their life, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay. So you help women's health practitioners brand their business so that way their clients can find them.
Correct. Because most of the time, these practitioners or they are found by word of mouth, or they do have a website and quote unquote a brand, but none of them aligns, or they do have something that they like at the beginning, but their business has changed so much in the last couple of years that they do need a little bit of a realignment and things to go like on par on the current season of their business. There's a little bit of everything.
Right. So, okay. So what led you to that specific like niche, and why are you so passionate about it? Because that's a really good industry to be in and to serve. So what led you there?
So first of all, I'm a very emotional person. So anyone there who is into astrology, I'm a Virgo. So I'm passionate about many things. And we all know that in the last couple of years, women's health is being treated as a joke, basically. And I'm very vocal about it if I need to be. Mm-hmm. So the thing that led me here was not just the current state of women's health, that is basically a joke at this point, but also I had a very beautiful experience with a lactation consultant when my son was born. So the way that she cared and listened to me, and then what happened, the way that she was compassionate, not just, okay, you're going through this, okay, cool, let's just help you now. She listened, she took care of me, she made me feel that I could do this, because I was at the time I was not 100% sure. That she confirmed that my son had lip and tongue tie, both of them. Oh. And yeah, it was very painful. And I was able to breastfeed. So I told myself, if I am able to do it, then I want to do it. So because I was able to, it's just that my son was not. She came to my house, she listened, and then she confirmed, yes, you need that. Here is some information about it. Here's a place that you can go that they can help you. And we actually created some sort of relationship after that. She created a mom's group that sadly it stopped for a little bit, but I met other moms under the same situation. We share, especially those that have older kids, because there was a couple of them that had kids that were like at least 2 years older than my son. So I could ask her about her experience. And that, just the fact that somebody listened to me and took care of me in such a caring way, I am 100% sure that there's many women like that they are truly passionate about what they do and their craft and the way that they show that to their patients. It's when they go to them. So because I had such a good experience with this particular person, I am, like I said, I'm 100% sure there's many women like that around the country, and I want to help them. Because sometimes they get found, like I said earlier, that they get found by word of mouth, or they may have a website, but maybe their SEO is not that good, or just simply they don't say that they have a website because it's very outdated. And sometimes they are like just on social media and they do need a website. So there's many type of different situations that you can encounter with a healthcare practitioner. And to be quite honest, they don't have time. That's the reality. They are taking care of their patients. And I am going to be that person helping them to ease that part of their business, like having a website that is functional, that is that when somebody searches for that person, they can find them. So babe, so going back to the original question, sorry, ramble begins. And so that's the reason that I went to that niche, because I want all women who are going to any transition, anything on their lives, I want all of them to feel like I felt. I felt listened, I felt cared for, I felt that I trust this person enough to help me figure it out. What are the next steps? All women deserve that. So that's why I chose that niche. Based it on emotion. Like, honestly, it was 100% pure emotion.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, if you want me to be honest. Because if you don't choose like a path that you're passionate about and that you care about, then one, you're going to get burnt out, and two, you're not really going to, like, you're going to treat it like how a regular job is, where it's like, hey, I just work here. You know what I mean? You're not really going to be able to put your all into it. So I think that's good that you decided, hey, this is what I'm passionate about, and this is what I'm going to pursue. I think that's a good thing. I know all the internet gurus say, like, oh, you know, it's just business. No, you got to be passionate about it too. You got to actually care about what you're doing.
Well, yeah. But like you said, some gurus are like, at least they give you the feeling that you need to be some sort of expert, some sort of, I don't know. It's the way that they portray sometimes. But so when
make it seem like you need to know what you're doing right away because you're a woman and this is supposed to be instinct. Like, no, that's not the case.
Exactly.
For everybody. Like, I'm 4 kids in, and every time, you know, when they're itty bitty and newborn and I'm in the hospital and they're like, okay, you guys, you know, everything's looking good, you can go home tomorrow. I'm like, I can go home. I'm like, you want to send me home? I'm like, I'm responsible for this little human. I'm like, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. Please don't. I'm not ready. It's like, oh, you've got experience. I don't know what I'm doing. I just don't have anybody to stop me. What do you mean? I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I think all the time, like, I need an adult, but I'm supposed to be the adult. I don't know what to do. So I just figured it out. I need someone who's a more adultier adult, but I don't have that. That's what it feels like. So I definitely get what you mean. I think I've felt those vibes too from like some nurses who kind of brush off your concerns or anything like that, where it's like, you got this, you know, it's natural, it's instinct, it'll just click. Okay, well, what if it doesn't click? Please ease the anxiety that I am feeling. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the first time that, well, after a little bit of moving here, I needed to, like, I'm very conscious about my health. So I went to do a checkup at this particular place. And I was going, and I kid you not, I went more than 5 times for the same issue. And they kept just giving me the same stupid ish. And it will not go away. The situation will not get better, it will not go away. And I'm like, so I experienced that dismissive, that, okay, let me just take a look at you a little bit. Okay, you're good. No, let's take this thing and just bye-bye. So because of that experience, I'm like, am I able to trust a practitioner ever in my life? And it was a woman. That was the thing that bothered me the most. It was another woman. But after that experience, I went and I found another place. And then completely different story. Like, it's incredible how you connecting with the right people make the experience 100% better. And it could be that particular nurse was like not having a good day, but I saw that same person, the times that I went, I saw the same person. It was the same thing. And I'm like, what's happening here? I mean, I had thoughts that were not very appropriate about me as a person and the person that was taking care of me. That I'm like, is this what's happening? Am I thinking that this is what is actually happening? I thought that for a little bit, but I dismissed that thought because I'm like, nah, that can't be right. It's a professional. This person is taking care of me. Should be taking care of me. But I just look for somebody else, and everything changed. Like, it's incredible. And it's beautiful also when you connect with that practitioner that it's going to truly help you and listen to you.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because I've had those moments where the nurses were kind of dismissive, and it
All right, we are back and better than ever. All right. Like I said, I have no idea how much of I haven't, because it just kept going in and out. So, from what it sounds like, you had a night and day experience within your, was it just after, like, when your son was born and your pregnancy and all that, or was it other times?
Well, I mean, the biggest like impact was after my son was born with that lactation consultant. But before that, I had to go through IVF, and I met my actual doctor, my current doctor. I met her there, and I met also a couple of people around that particular location. And the moment that I changed to them, and then I start my process, like, night and day. Like, I felt I was cared for. I felt like this is weird. I felt the love in the room. What else? I'll explain it. But I felt the love in the room.
That makes sense. You could tell that they actually cared about your well-being and wanted to make sure you were okay.
100%. It's completely different. And when I was like, because at the beginning another thing is that this has been a year, basically a year of me going into this process. So before that, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna be a web designer and a brand designer, and I'm gonna serve everybody. Woohoo! No. When I started to realize that that's the worst idea of my life. And okay, let me put it this disclaimer. I'm not against of those people that serve everybody. If it works for you, more power to you. I would rather focus on a certain group of people. That's why I niche down. But I know there's people around there that they serve everybody and they do excellent. If that's you, I admire you and keep it up. So that's why I niched down, basically, because I needed to focus on a certain group of people. And I lost my train of thought, but that's okay. It will return. This is live, guys. This is live.
It makes sense. Like, over the years, I always heard, like, niching down. The way that it was presented, it always sounded like, oh, hey, you have to pick this one thing and focus on that, and that's it. And that never resonated with me, because I'm like, but I feel drawn in this area as well as this area. I think it was later that I started hearing it described in a different way, that when you niche down, it doesn't necessarily have to be industry. Like, of course you can do industry, but you can do personality type and, things like that. Like I think Kenzie is more niche down to personality type versus like industry. She's the ice cream branding queen, but she's not like, hey, I only work with ice cream shops. She just works with like a specific type of woman entrepreneur from what she's shared about her journey and all that. So I definitely get what you mean as far as like the niching down thing. Like, yeah, there's plenty of people out there who are like, hey, you need a website? I got you. You need a logo? I got you. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as, you know, the work's getting done and people are being served and getting what they need, who are we to judge and say, oh, you can't do it that way? You know, like how I've heard some people say on the internet, and they a lot of times are very passionate about how they feel about it.
I mean, you are entitled to have your own opinion about anything. And yes, some people say it on the internet because the way that I see it is they want to try and find people that align with that same type of thought. What bothers me is that when they are trying to change your mind to that, that's what I'm like, no, that's not how life works. We are all allowed to have different thoughts about things.
Exactly. So, okay, let me see. All right, you started learning Framer. Was it this year, right?
Oh, Framer. So I said earlier that this has been a whole year of me coming down to the point that I am right now. And that includes Framer, not just like, I'm going to do a business. It's to figure it out, every single thing about my business, because I don't have a mentor to go to. I wish I had. I've been dreaming if I had a mentor, but you know what? That's fine.
I know, so right? Someone that you can just text and be like, hey, I have this idea, or I want to go try this thing. What do you think?
Would be awesome. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I had like coach friends so they can mentor me.
Right. They're like, hey, why are you doing that? I thought you said you wanted to do this. Like, oh, well, you know. And then, you know, they just kind of coach you. And then it's like, hey, thank you. Appreciate you.
I love you. Thank you.
Exactly.
Oh, that would be awesome. But no, everything I have figured out, it's been basically on what we learned in DBA and on my own, which it's a journey on itself, because in DBA time, I had one idea. And then after DBA, I realized this is not me. So DBA helped me actually go to this path that I am right now. But anyways, Framer. So Framer, I learned about it sometime not yesterday. Oh my God, yes, I learned about Framer yesterday. No, I learned about Framer, I want to say last year. It's because I feel last year is when it started to like become a big thing. And then when I kind of heard about it the first time, I thought it was like literally show it, but just cooler in a way. And it is not. There is a learning curve about there. So when I touched Framer the first time, I'm like, I'm not getting it. And I stopped. Mind you, I still was with a 1-year-old or close to a 1-year-old. So I was overwhelmed about being first-time mom. And then figuring all this new professional transitions that I wanted to do. So when I finally made the decision, like late last year, I wish I wrote the date when I had a mental breakdown at work, and I spent I think it was around 4 hours crying while I was at work or something like that. And then that's when I made the decision. I'm like, I'm just going to do this. I don't have the date. I wish I had, but I know it was November. So when I started to make my plan, or to figure out how to make a plan about to do this, and I'm like, okay, I want to go Framer because I feel there's so much that I can do, that I could achieve. And I think Framer is a good platform for me to express my creativity in that way, especially because web design, I've had this big fight with web design since I was back learning computer science back then. But of course, we're talking about back then, it was coding, but now we do have no code platforms. So I got to dive into Framer, and I kind of got a little bit of the hang of it, but there was a lot of things that were not clicking with me. Because of course, you have a big canvas when you open the program, you have a canvas similar to other platforms, but it's not, at the beginning, it's not that intuitive unless you have experience on other platforms that have similar stuff like that. I think Webflow, it's similar in that sense. although wet flow is a little bit more robust when it comes between framer and wet flow. Definitely wet flow is more robust. But wet flow is going to be another project for me later, maybe next year, that I want to dive into that. So I have this idea that I kept seeing on social media. It's people doing 30-day challenges. That's something that's been happening a long time, for the longest time I can remember. But I felt that in my timeline, I was getting a lot of those challenges. So I'm like, wait a minute, I can do a framer challenge and learn it on my own. I just need to create a plan. So I went to All Good AI because I did research of like courses and stuff, and they were out of budget for me. So I'm like, this is a good way to see if I can learn framer on my own without a mentor, and me just going to, for example, Reddit or find a community and ask there. And that's what I did. So I created my program. I did back and forth with the AI because when I started to do what just they suggested, I realized, no, this is not working for me. So I started to iterate that. And I created my 31-day framer challenge, which I started officially in May. And I finished in July. Yeah, I started in May. I think it was late May, if I remember correctly. And then I finished in July. It was supposed to be 31 days, but I am a mom. And I only, and then the tagline of my framer challenge is, I am a mom and I only have 1 hour a day. Can I learn framer? And indeed, there were times that it took more than an hour because I'm like, I do not know how to achieve this, but I want to figure it out. And there were other times that I was so deep into the work that I didn't realize it's been 3 hours. And it's almost midnight. And I have a 2-year-old that it's very much used to me going and dressing for school. So that happened. Yeah, there were days that I just had to stop because I'm like, I can't. My brain I don't have the capacity for that. But it was so rewarding. So rewarding that it got me to a point that in the middle of the challenge, I started then working on my website. I was so confident and so comfortable with the platform. In the middle of the challenge, I started working on my website. So I added more stuff to my plate that I couldn't handle because I'm crazy like that. And then I finished the challenge, and then I finished my website. And then I was able to launch officially late July. So doing that made me realize that everything is possible. You just have to create a plan that works for you. And I did it. In fact, one of the things that I do want to do is make it like something, like promote it to other people that want to learn framer. That's something in the plans. I don't know when that's going to happen, but my own challenge, I'm going to share all the files and everything. And I want to offer this to people in some capacity. And I got some ideas on what I can do to make it like even more fun and stuff, but that's going to take me a little bit of time. And right now my focus is to like acquire clients, if that makes sense. But another thing that came out from that 31-day challenge is another challenge, which is I decided to make it a 14-day framer animation challenge because there's a lot of cool animations you can do in framer. And while I was doing my challenge, I had such a hard time with animation. Like, motion designers, you are my heroes. I love you. You are amazing. But motion, exactly. Shout out to Kendall. But animation has been a pain in the butt for me. But it's coming along. I am working very slowly on this 14-day framer animation challenge, but I'm gonna make it public once I have the whole plan done and what I'm gonna do. So this time, because I have the experience from the 31-day challenge, I have a better idea how to make this work for me too. That it could also work for other people because you never know. But yeah, those are the two big framer projects that I have or that I want to go work on. And of course, templates, there's something that is coming along. My first template, it's actually done. It just needs to have a couple of revisions. Then I'm gonna upload it to the Framer marketplace, and then I'm gonna open a very small shop on my website. Not sure when it's the official day for that, because I still need to work on making those adjustments that the template is doing. And then eventually I'm gonna have a template shop for Framer, because I do feel that it's a platform that is it can do a lot of fun things for other designers. I've seen amazing things being done in Framer. And of course, now they have integrated Framer agents, which is their AI helper basically. So you don't have to go anymore to Claude or ChatGPT or any other AI platform. Everything is on Framer now, and it's quite helpful because you don't have to use multiple programs. You just go and do it in one. And you can tell them, hey, can you audit this by this, and that? And they do it. It's awesome. I'm not a sponsor by Framer. I wish I was a sponsor by Framer. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. What made you choose Framer in particular to decide to, you know what, I'm going to do this challenge. I'm going to get to know this platform. I'm going to put my website on it. All these things. Like, what made you choose Framer exactly?
What got my attention was the flexibility I have. Yes, you can do pretty much almost the same things on Showit, and it's, even though it's not drag and drop, I do like to have just a small tiny bit of challenge, but the flexibility that I have to create what I want, it cannot be compared to, I mean, at least to my point of view, because I've used Wix, even though the free version, I've used Squarespace, even though the free version, and I hate both of them. Like, I know there's a lot of Squarespace designers out there, and I applaud you, I admire you, but I hate Squarespace. And Framer just, I feel so free. It's like literally you are on a field, and it's like all I can think of is I have flowers close to me, and I'm running on this flower field, and there's endless possibilities. That's how I feel with Framer. And of course, one of the many, well, not the many things, one of the things that it's like, to me personally, I feel is a game changer is their CRM. Like for blogs, like to create content for a blog is the easiest thing on the entire planet. Like, I've never seen something so easy to use and so customizable. And also it works very well with e-commerce, although Framer itself, it doesn't have like integrated e-commerce, but at least to present products, it's amazing. And let me just say about the portfolio, like stuff that you do, just chef's kiss. So that's why I chose Framer. I feel it's very flexible. I know there might be other platforms that are more flexible, but I don't know, there was something about it that got my attention, and between the flexibility and the many things that I can do, that's why I chose it. It might not be for everybody, because again, there is a steep curve that you have to take in order to understand framers versus stacks, which is, I mean, if you are this web designer, like, you know, code, you're gonna be able to translate all of that very easily into Framer if you're familiar with that. But if you're not, then you're gonna have a little bit of challenge there. But it's easy, honestly. If I was able to learn it, like if it was in a different position where I do have the time every single day, I will be able to learn in 31 days. I'm not kidding. Like, it can be, you can learn Framer in 31 days if you dedicate at least 1 hour to 2 hours a day, 100%.
I might have to check out Framer just to poke around and see.
Again, not sponsor, but someday.
I was about to say not yet, but one day. All right, so you absolutely love Framer. So what makes you think that it's a good fit for your clients in particular? Because, you know, it's one thing for the designer who's like, hey, I love this platform. Is it not easier? Is it easy for like your clients, once it's finished, for them to go in, make updates and manage it on their own if they choose to.
Well, yeah, I feel that even for somebody that is not very tech savvy, I think they will be able to like update their website quite frankly on their own without any help. Especially if you have a blog, because I feel that my niche in particular, there might be some practitioners that they want to share their knowledge and they want to have a blog. Framer, it's going to make your life so much easier to have a blog. Like I said, the CRM that they have, my God, it's just so easy. And of course, it might get a little bit overwhelming on the layer side, but of course, that's where I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna explain. If they want to update something that they need to update, I will explain how to do it. But also, there's ways that you can do, for example, like your services. Like you can make, like with the CRM, you can make not just the portfolio, but you can try to also display testimonials. Like just type the person testimonial, like copy, like maybe you have it somewhere else or maybe from Google, and you can copy and paste it. You can try to grab the information from the CRM, and then it's just gonna pop up like a magic in your website. It could be done for testimonials. I can see it happening for even the services. Like if they need to update something on their services, there might be a way just to literally just type a couple of words or whatever you need to do. And then with the CRM, it can be like updated automatically. Like you don't have to click anything outside and just click publish on the CRM. So there's endless possibilities that will make so easy for a client to use Framer in that sense. Of course, the biggest one will be blogs, not gonna lie, but there's many ways that you can use the CRM to take it for your advantage, actually. And that's why I think it's a good platform for my niche in particular. But of course, there's the other option that I have, which is Show It. Definitely, that's the easiest for most people because it's quite literally drag and drop. But just give it a chance to Framer. Just give it a chance. You might like it, actually.
That makes sense. Are you gonna make any videos potentially that kind of show your ideal clients that are like, hey, this is why I think Framer is a good fit for your business? So that way they can see it and then they can actually see it in action and be like, you know what? That does look easy.
Well, part of the things that I wanted to do is actually include videos for my clients so that way they can update the website on themselves. But I also think I haven't given much thought on how I'm going to do that. I may ask you, actually. That's an awesome idea. But yeah, definitely videos where in fact, this is something that I thought, hey, we're sharing ideas here, but this is something that I actually thought that I wanted to be, because there's a couple of Framer developers that I admire them, but I haven't found the first woman. At least I haven't Googled enough, but I haven't seen the first woman that has gone like big or is recognizable. And I kind of want to be that woman that is recognizable by the community and that offers good advice and way to do things. So I thought about that. So that might come someday.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I should do it, definitely.
Just like Nike. Just do it.
Yeah, but definitely like on my socials, I do want to I will have to, of course, plan out how can I do that, but I do want to explain people why do I think it's a good idea for that. Because it's not just simply me recommending that platform. I'm going to encounter people that, first of all, they don't have time to update the website. They need the minimum that they can do in order to update. But of course, there comes the, oh my gosh, I lost the word. The retainer. Oh my God, there's monthly retainers. So of course, that's something that I can do for them. But there's people that would like to do things on their own. But yes, that's something that I always had in mind because of that same thing. They don't have time or they want to do on their own. But yeah, videos are a thing that I will do 100%.
I just had several ideas that I'm going to message to you.
Please and thank you.
Definitely will. Okay, let's see. What advice would you give to the moms out there who, they're entrepreneurs or they aspire to be entrepreneurs, or maybe they just, they're looking for something to do or something new to explore, but they feel like there's not enough time to learn a new skill? What advice would you give to them?
Plan. I'm not even kidding. Plan to the dot. That's what I did. I mean, I'm a planner at heart. Like, I have tried so many planners throughout my life, and even digital planners. So I've tried both. And one thing that made this work for me was plan everything to the dot. From the big task, I went and I described all the steps that I had to do in order to get the big task. If you do that, your life is going to make a lot easier because you can tackle one small task. And let me say something. I know you're tired. I know you say you don't have time. But there are times in the day where the baby sleeps. I'm not going to say do it. I'm not going to be that one person who's going to say do it when the baby sleeps. I don't believe in that ish. Unless you have a unicorn. If you have a unicorn, then yes, do it. But most of us don't have a unicorn baby. That's not real. They exist, but they're rare. So for those of you who don't have a unicorn baby, what I did was, after baby goes to sleep, that's when I took that 1 hour a day, because I'm sure at least most moms will have at least, maybe not a 1 hour, maybe 30 minutes. You can take those 30 minutes and you can do one task. And even if you don't see the progress, but doing the one task will add up to that final task. Believe me, I didn't saw at the beginning. I thought it felt eternal. But then again, I understand my circumstances. I could only work after the baby went to bed. That is my reality. That is all of our reality as a mom. That's what it is. We can only do things when they're gone to sleep. So that's what I did. I grabbed the big task. Well, let me just give you an overview of how I did it. So I grabbed the big task. What is the biggest task here? Launch my business. What do I need to do to launch my business? Well, I need to have a plan. I need to decide what I'm going to offer. Okay, websites and branding. Perfect. Okay, what are the steps to create a brand? To create a brand, you need to do brand strategy. You need to, then from the brand strategy, you do a proposal, then you do a mood board, and then you do if the mood board is approved, then you start looking for inspirations, and then you create. So there's many steps. Of course, I'm just coming up with whatever comes to my mind. There's many steps involved to create a brand. Okay, perfect. So those are the steps to create a brand. And then what are the steps to create a website? To create a website, same thing. You still need to talk to the client. You need to do a strategy of what do they need, so you can then create the wireframes. You create the wireframes, you create a high fidelity mockup, and if they approve the high fidelity mockup, then you start building on whatever platform do you need. Perfect. Okay, those are the things that I want to offer, but there's more to that. Okay, how much I'm going to charge for that? Okay, for a website I can charge this amount, and for branding I can charge this amount. Okay, perfect. But also, you're having a business. What does it entail to have a business? Depending on in which stage you are, you need to have certain amount of things to have a legit business. So research what are those and what are the steps for you to have a legit business. That's what I did. So if you need help making that huge task list, you have multiple AIs that can do that for you, can help you out. That's what I did to make my life easier. So I asked a bunch of questions. I iterated between the AI, and then we came up with a plan. Or not a plan per se, but the steps that I need to do. So from those steps, I pick the biggest task, and then I check if there's little tasks that need to be done. And from that little task, so it can get very, very micro. Like it can go from very, very big to go micro. Like it all depends on what you want to do. It's gonna look overwhelmed, so it's good for you to like maybe do chunks of bigger task or tackle one bigger task and then work on that. And after you finish that one bigger task that is going to add up to the biggest one, then you go to the next one. But that's the key. It's just to take little steps, little task, add up to a bigger task, which is going to make to the biggest one, which is going to be your business or the launching of your business. So that's basically what I did. I used AI to help me map out everything that was in my brain or the things that I didn't know that I had to take into consideration. And then after I got all of that, I just started working little by little. And I was able, even though it took me a little bit longer than most people that don't have kids or that have unicorn babies. It took me, so I started officially in November last year, so 6-ish months, if my math is correctly. I launched officially last month. So 6-ish months, right? My math is right? Yeah, it's 6 months-ish. But then again, I was working quite literally after my son went to bed, which only gets me maybe 2 hours a day. Because of course I need my beauty sleep. I am not a nice person if I don't sleep, and I needed to sleep. So that's why sometimes it will be 1 hour, sometimes it will give me a chance to 2, and there will be times that I was crazy enough to try to do like maybe 3 hours and go to bed at 12. That was the worst idea of my life. Those times that I did that, it were the worst days of my life. But I wasn't a roll. Like, not gonna lie, I'm the type of person that sometimes I don't see the time. Like I could be hungry and I will feel hungry. I will still focus on my task because I want to roll. So yeah, that will happen from here and there. And then it will be a week that I basically just slept 5 hours and that I was miserable. And I'm like, no, okay, I need to go back. I need to go back to just 1 hour or 2 hours top. So that's my advice. Plan everything. That's the only way for us moms to make it work. And it is possible. It is possible. If I was able to do it, you can do it. I'm going to be your cheerleader. I don't know you, Mom, but I'm your cheerleader from here. And you can do it.
I definitely agree, for sure. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a planner at all. Or I try to plan, but the plan always fails. Or I'll write out the plan, I'll be like, okay, yeah, this looks good, and then never look at it again.
No.
I'm not a planner. I am we have to leave in 5 minutes, panic pack.
Oh, no.
Or like, I started to get ready an hour and a half ago, and I thought that was enough time, but somehow I'm still rushing out the door late. Don't know how that happened.
Well, you have 4, so I have 1, and not gonna lie, I start an hour before we have to go. Most of the time is an hour before, and we still manage to arrive late. And I cannot imagine what you have 4.
Yeah, I remember there was one time that because I have to pick up my wild card at like 3. So I'm like, okay, plan to try and walk out the door around 2:30ish. And I remember I was literally about to walk out the door, and then the baby had an atrocious diaper. I was like, why? Just why? I had to call them and let them know, like, I am going to be very late because of this, like, horrible diaper that this child decided this was the moment that he was going to do it. This was the moment. Not an hour ago, not 2 hours ago. No, this moment right here was the perfect time to just let loose everything in his system from breakfast, lunch. It had to be everything. I was just like, why, child? Why?
Isn't that funny? They know.
So
this
like
is my conspiracy theory. They know.
They know.
When you're in a hurry to make all the fuss, to have blowouts, to make the poopy. They know. It's incredible how many times my son has done the same. Then we have to go, and then he's like, when he was younger, had a massive blowout. Or now that he's older, he will go and say, "Mama poopy," and I'm like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!"
And it's like, baby, we have to walk out the door right now. This is not the time for that.
And we have to change him because it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be worse if I don't change him. And I'm like, I am like breathing and laughing at the same time and crying internally, like all these emotions. And I'm like, can I do a tantrum too? Am I allowed to have a tantrum?
You absolutely are.
No.
We just have to have our tantrums, in the privacy of our closet.
100%.
If you could tell your ideal client one thing other than to hire you, because of course, what would it be?
You don't need to know it all. You need to know enough for me to translate into your, like, whatever you need at the moment, but you don't need to have all the answers. I can help you get the answers that you need. You can have a base idea, and believe me, I'm gonna help you get to that solid idea. That's gonna be my advice. if
you don't
that
have
can be
to
called
have
advice.
It all figured out and this 20-page document that says what you do, why you do it, and all the little details, because Marlene's going to help you with all the little details that get to the root of your business.
Yep. Your words are better than mine. My brain is not working. What is happening to my brain? Well, girl, I'll keep telling you, I think I'm going to perimenopause because I forget word. I mean, I'm bilingual, by the way. I'm bilingual. And probably you have seen in social media, instead of bilingual, it's from bilingual. Because I keep forgetting words in both languages. Mid-sentence. It's hilarious.
I've heard that people who are bilingual have that issue. And I think I'm not fully fluent in Spanish, but I know I had times back when I was in like high school and all that, because my stepmom's from Colombia. So a lot of times we spoke in like Spanglish. There were times where I would say something and then I would, like, my brain would just kind of stop for a second because I'm like, what's the word? What is the word? And then I would just be like, I have it, but I can't. And what language am I saying it in? I'm like, wait. So I get what you mean.
Well, that's me. Well, like after I had my son, yeah, it was a little bit bad. But in the past, I want to say 3 months. I'm gonna say because I've been so focused on work, and there's been a lot of bad sleep nights. Also because my son, has been waking up almost every day, 3 to 4 times. We thought it was a growth spurt, but it's been a month, so I don't know what in the world is happening. So I am the type of person that if I hear a sound and I wake up, it takes me an hour to go back to fall asleep, which means that my brain's gonna be foggy. So that's been happening so much. So I think my brain is just, or maybe I'm going through perimenopause. My husband says no. It's just that we haven't been sleeping well.
Sounds like you need some sleep.
Oh, I need so many things. It's
like the mom anthem. Like, oh, it sounds like you need this, and it's just like, I need a lot of things. I need a lot of things.
Yeah. But yeah, I do. I wish I could. I mean, now I'm back to taking care of my health because I forgot about my health in the last 4 months ish. Oh my God. I forgot about my health. So I'm also going back into my health. So I'm not just sleepy. My body aches. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. But it's for a good reason. Because I do want to have a sexy body by summer next year. I call it Sexy Body Project.
She's trying to have a hot mom summer. That's what it is. A hot mama summer.
Look, I am not a bikini person. But I do want to wear a bikini next year and next summer, and I want to feel comfortable in a bikini.
Fair.
And then even if it's just for one day that we go to the beach or the pool, just one, then I can go back to me covering everything. But that one day that I'm gonna wear that bikini, I want to feel powerful and sexy. So that's why I call it Project Sexy Body.
Amen. I'm gonna call it Hot Mama Summer 2027.
That works too.
Okay, so quick question. Okay. Do you serve... Wow, okay. Brain shut off for a second. Do you serve... because you're bilingual, do you serve clients that speak English and also... Let me also ask to make sure that I'm not assuming. You speak Spanish, correct?
Sí.
Okay. I wanted to make sure. I didn't want to assume because then I didn't want to be wrong. Do you also serve like Spanish speaking clients as well, or no quieres?
Well, sí quiero. So I want to serve both people in both languages, just that my website is not yet on both languages, but I do. So all the people that I mean, of course, I know more people that speak Spanish than speak English at this point, but I did tell my family, which they have friends. Well, my mom is a doctor, and she have doctor friends. My sister is a dentist. She's gonna become a pediatric dentist. My other cousin, she is a dietitian. So there's people that are on the health industry that they could potentially need a website. My sister, 100%. The reason we haven't spoken about this part of her business is because she's very focused on school right now. But once school is done, I'm 100% gonna be like, hey, do me a logo, thank you. And I'm gonna be like, okay, let's talk about it. But yeah, I do wanna. Oh, that's another thing that Framework can do automatically. Let me just say that Framework can translate the website from English to any language. So Spanish is on it. I just need to set up that and make sure, of course, that the wording is correct, because if not, then it's not gonna work. But yeah, I do want to serve both people that speak both languages. What I find interesting is that I'm not sure how to do it on social media. I think it's gonna be a little bit weird if I mix both languages. So I think for now I can try to do word of mouth for the people that I know that speak Spanish, and I can then show them my website and say, hey, you can translate to Spanish, that way that you understand a little bit better what I'm trying to offer. But yeah, that definitely I do have space for both of them.
Nice. Okay. So either way, Marlene's got you. She's got you covered.
Oh, sí.
Sí, señorita. I can only speak very little Spanish.
That's okay.
One day I'll become fluent. That's always been a dream of mine. I just not there yet.
I mean, between Duolingo and me, we can both help you.
All right, so where can people connect with you? Your website, social platforms, like where do you hang out online or in your community?
Well, you can find my website at studiogood.day. And then it's the same thing for Instagram and Threads. And I'm also in LinkedIn, but on LinkedIn I'm not as Good Day Studio. I am as just me, Marlene. But I am on LinkedIn too. And you can message me from anywhere of those platforms and I'll be happy to help you. So basically is website, Threads, and Instagram. It will be studiogood.day.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I appreciate you. And I will get all this edited and do all the things. And we will talk soon.
100%. Thank you for having me. Let's chit chat.
Ramble.
Let's chat or ramble. No. Let's ramble. Any other time that you want to. You know that I'm available. Well, I'll make the time for you, girl.
Appreciate you, and I will make the time as well. Thanks for listening to the Mom Boss Like a Boss podcast. If you have any thoughts on the episode, please feel free to reach out to me on Threads or Instagram. You can find me at The Creative Altruist, all one word, no spaces, underscores, or periods. It'll also be right there in the description. Until next time.